What's up everyone, this is Ryan here. Today I'm going to do a talking video of the Stihl RCA20 hand push washer. Really hope some point this thing will get used this year for 2025. It will get used again some point this year because you can see how much expected this regime is actually going to get used almost like quite a bit because, well, I hope at some point this thing will get used this year. I mean, this is a 2024 model, so this thing came out like last year exactly, which is I know since the fact you see how much expected this machine exactly because you see how much expected this thing exactly, which I hope at some point this thing will get used at some point this year for 2025 exactly, which it will get used at some point because you see how much expected this thing exactly is gonna get used almost like quite a bit because well, I expected this thing exactly to get used almost like quite a bit. Don't surprise the thing that he's gonna get used almost quite a bit because I hope at some point this thing will get used at some point. But you can see how much expected the scenes that you getting used almost like quite a bit of times because you see how much expected the scenes that which it's definitely how much you expected the scenes that which is don't surprise you that it's getting used almost like quite a bit of times. But you know what exactly? I mean you can see how much expected the scenes that because it actually looks pretty nice looking machine in my opinion because you see how much expected the scenes you can tell because well, you know, I expected the things like he's gonna get used almost like quite a bit because I promise you the scene will get used again this year. Plus 1.5 like I hope at some point the scene will get used at some point. If it's not winning something like that, as I can see, because you see how much expected the things like which is it's definitely how much we expected this machine exactly, but don't surprise the thing that they get used almost like quite a bit because I suppose that the scene will get used as again this year. Plus 1.5 exactly because well because you see how much expected the thing which I hope at some point this thing will get used at some point this year because I mean this is a pretty nice looking push washer in my opinion. I do like this thing a lot because you see how much expected this thing which is it's it's definitely how much expected this thing exactly because don't surprise this thing is actually gonna get used almost quite a bit. So I do hope some point this thing will get used again at some point this year for 2025. Like I do like to get this thing used again.